What are you measuring in your agile teams? Do you measure output or you measure outcome? And secondly, why do you measure in the first place? Do you measure to get those numbers for leadership, or do you measure to use the information to drive insightful, informed, data-driven conversations? So if you are a Scrum Master, a developer, a product owner, and a manager, a leader within an agile environment, this video is for you. So please stay tuned and watch until the very end. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you step by step some specific key metrics that you can leverage to ensure that you're ending up with outcome as opposed to output. So please stay tuned and watch until the very end. The reason why this video is extremely important is because I have taken my time. I have crafted this metrics well categorized to ensure that you all don't make the same mistakes I have made throughout my journey, just looking for data that will help my team end up with outcome instead of output. Now, let me give you some hints. If you're in an environment that constantly talk about burn down chart, a velocity, especially in leadership meetings, then this video is definitely for you. So please watch this video today so that you are going back to help your organization fix these different things so that you're focusing on the right things. All right, now let's get started. Well, before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself to you. My name is Fomafung, your Agile Evangelist, the voice of the minority, and welcome back to our channel. In this space, this is where we continuously thrive to learn and improve, and no one is judging you. So if this is your first time here or if you're a returning viewer, please turn on that subscription button, smash that button, because YouTube algorithm has a way of exposing content. If they don't see a lot of reaction on the video, they will no longer want to expose your content to viewers, and you may not be able to get our videos anymore. So it's very important that you're engaging. That's a way you show your support, that you appreciate what we do, you appreciate our message, and you appreciate our platform. So all right, now thank you so much, and let's get started. So like I said earlier, I have put together a category of metrics to ensure, or some categories of metrics to ensure that you're ending up with outcome in your organization as opposed to output. By the way, let's first of all talk about the difference between output and outcome. Most, I would say 90% of the organizations that I have joined in the past, on me joining, whatever we were measuring when I got there were all output. That's what we were measuring. So output is when we are doing work and we really don't, our mind or our thought process is not structured to align with ending up with a valuable, usable, and releasable increment for our customers. Yes, we are busy. Yes, we are doing work. However, whatever work we are doing are mostly tasks. We don't think through, by the time we are done with this thing we are doing, how is this going to benefit the customer? Will the customer be able to use this? And if the customer uses it, will the customer gain value from it? And if the customer can use it and gain value from it, are we leaving it in a releasable state? If you are able to answer these three questions through the work you're doing, then you can say that you're ending up with an outcome. But if you're not able to answer or cover these three questions, it's as simple as that. If you're not able to cover these three questions, then you cannot say you're ending up with an outcome. You're ending up with an output. And we don't want output, you see, because that's really the whole essence of leveraging business agility. So that at the end of the day, we are delivering faster quality value to our customers. You see, so every sprint we want to be able to deliver something to the customer that they can use and it will give them value. That's the whole essence of agility. So if you are not able to answer these three questions through the work you're doing, then I would suggest that you go back and double check and see if you should actually be doing that or you should make some adjustments. So that exactly is the difference between output output and outcome. Now, let me say this one more thing. Just because you completed the increment correctly, or you completed the increment and you completed it correctly, it still doesn't mean that it's an outcome. Just because you met the definition of done, it still doesn't mean that it's an outcome. What truly is an outcome? An outcome is that increment that actually changes customers' behavior to the better or for the better. That is what an outcome is. For example, imagine that you decided to enhance your website to improve customers' experience on your website, and averagely you typically have approximately 500 customers visiting your website per month, and out of those 500 customers that would visit your website per month, tracking the customer journey on your website, let's say 50 people finally end up making a purchase on any product, right? And then the remaining 450, for whatever reason, some of them left it halfway. They didn't walk the entire customer journey. And some of them just click through things and then they leave. All right, now you have that data. Now that you've decided to spend money to enhance your website, and now you're thinking, oh, just because you enhance your website, added some functionalities and reduce the steps that customers would take to finally make a purchase, if that action you've taken on your website doesn't change the customer's behavior, and you start seeing things like, instead of only 500 customers visiting your website, you should be seeing more than that. You should be seeing approximately 1,000, for example. That's just an example. And out of the 1,000, not only 50 should finally walk through the customer's journey to the end. You want to see approximately at this time 150 or 200 people walking the customer journey to the end and making a purchase. That is what outcome is. So if you make all these changes, yeah, with the functionalities that you enhance, you added is working correctly. But if it doesn't change the customer's behavior, then that's not an outcome. Really, that's not an outcome. That's not a good outcome, you see. So it has to work correctly, which means that you completed it correctly, and then it has to be able to change your customer's behavior positively. So that is really the difference between an output and an outcome. Now let's go deep into what are some of the metrics that you can leverage to measure outcome for your agile teams. I have categorized this information into 4. The very first one that I would like to touch is team health. So the very first one that I would like to touch is team health. Now, know that whatever your customers ends up with really depends on the quality of employees that you do have, on the health of your employees, which is why, to me, I think it's really critical that every team, every organization should be prioritizing the health of their team more than anything else, you see. So now, what are some of the metrics that you can track so that you're using that information? And by the way, if you're tracking any metrics, you should not be using that metrics as a hammer on the teams. That is the biggest anti-patterns I've seen in this corporate space. Most leaders use metrics as a hammer, as a measure of performance, as a way to compare teams, which should not be the case. We use metrics as an information radiator to make data informed and data driven decisions towards continuous improvement. That is why we use data. There should be no other reason why we are using metrics. That's it. So based on what I've said, go check how your organization is using metrics, because the reason why they use it will also influence the team members' behavior. If they are using the metrics as a hammer on the teams will be so closed up. They will want to game those numbers. They would want to do different things, and because of that, the data that the team will be providing will not be accurate, and it will be misleading, and it will defeat the whole purpose of leveraging metrics in the first place. You see, so at some point, I strongly suggest that you have metrics established to constantly check the health of your agile teams so that you can identify improvement opportunities and continuously work on it to ensure that your team continuously stays healthy. Now, what are some of those metrics to measure your team health? The very first one is psychological safety. We all know that you cannot talk about respect, and respect is one of the Scrum values, without talking about psychological safety. It goes hand in hand. Your team has to be psychologically safe for them to be open enough and transparent enough to give candid information so that we can now use that information to identify and prioritize improvement opportunities. So if you're not doing that, then I would suggest you start tracking that. The second one under team health is team morale. I would strongly suggest that you put metrics in place to track team morale. And I prefer tracking team morale. And team morale will mean how motivated are you to do this work? What makes you want to jump up from your bed in the morning looking forward to go to work? Those kind of things. What makes you feel you want to put in your all to ensure that the team is achieving the common goal? What will keep you in this organization and within this team? Those are kind of things I want to check around team morale. So the second metric that I would suggest to measure. And then the third one is innovation rate. We all know that innovation is the mother of all invention. So for a team to continuously grow and become highly performing, they have to consistently look for ways to be innovative. Are we giving them this opportunity to be innovative? Are we carving out this time to just let them think and come up with innovative ideas? So those are some of the things I want to measure, these three key things under team morale. The second category of metrics that I like to measure is speed or time to market. And what are some of the indicators that I like to leverage in this case? I like to measure cycle time, because cycle time will help us, give us information to understand how long it takes to finally accomplish a specific work item. And then if we think that we are spending too much time on it, and then we will use that information to start digging the root cause of that. Then we come up with solutions, you see. And so the whole thing is we want to reduce our cycle time as much as possible so that we are increasing the speed to market. That's the whole point. The second category of information I want to measure is the WIP. That is the work in progress. What is a WIP? We all know that multitasking is a myth. If you've been following me for a long time, you must have heard me say this countless times. What we are really doing is context switching. And we don't want to context switch, because context switching actually reduces our ability to stay focused and deliver things faster or achieve anything faster in high quality. We may think that we are juggling two things at the same time. No, we are actually impeding ourselves from moving faster. So focus on one thing, finish it, and then move on to the next thing. So to be able to achieve that, we leverage the work in progress limits to help us stay focused on one thing at a time, so that we are increasing the speed to market. The third thing that I like to measure under speed is a number of dependencies. We all know that dependencies are one kind of impediments, and dependencies will really only help us slow us down. That's what dependencies do. So we want to eliminate dependencies as much as possible, and if we are not able to eliminate them, we accept them and we manage them in a way that we will not have to wait just because we didn't pay attention around the dependencies, and because of that we end up waiting for something to be finished before we finish what we already started, you see. So we want to reduce number of dependencies as much as possible by proactively sequencing our work in a way that we will not end up with so much dependencies. So yes, I want to track number of dependencies. And last but not the least, I also want to track interruptions. Because we know in an agile team, you may likely have people that will constantly interrupt your team members, and that also affects their ability to focus. As a Scrum Master, your job is to shield your team from external distraction, you see. So yes, we want to measure the number of interruptions so that we are bringing this data to the team. And look, this is like within the sprint, you were interrupted 40 times. They may not know these things, or may not really be seeing these things if you don't bring data. And like I always say, if you don't have data, You are just one other person in the room with your own opinion, and no one really cares about your opinion. You see, so it's very important you're bringing data so that we can all see that data and see how we can make improvements to reduce the interruptions. The third category of information that I want to track is quality. So that's the whole essence of doing agile or being agile or leveraging business agility. So how do you track quality? There are some indicators that I like to leverage, and the way this project management tools are structured, you have this things already embedded in them, like Jira, like Azure DevOps. You have the ability to track some quality indicators. One of these metrics that I like to use is defect summary report. How many defects do we get back from the work that we completed within a sprint? So we want to be able to track that, and based on the numbers, so we establish a baseline, right? And the goal is to reduce it to 0. So we establish a baseline, and if we are starting to go over that, they know there is a problem. We look for ways to remove that. Are we have to pay more attention? Are we being distracted? What do we need to do so that we are achieving high quality? So yes, defect summary report. The second metric is quality of the code, or code quality. So there are some indicators that we've also put in place to help us measure the quality of our code. So yes, we want to be able to track that as well. And then the third under quality would be customer satisfaction. Customers are usually the one that you can get the most reliable information from, even though we know that not all the time customers are that honest. Some customers that are just pissed for whatever reason, they can just give you any information that would just frustrate your whole spirit. It doesn't really mean that it's accurate, but again, you would know all those things. But yes, you want to be talking to your customers and knowing how satisfied they are. So yes, those are some of the metrics that I would suggest you use as quality indicators. Now, the last but not the least, value. How do you measure value? We talk about value all the time, but how really do you measure value to the business, value to the customers? The first one, return on investment, ROI. What is the return on investment that you're getting back from all this work you're doing, from all these investments you've made? What is the return? So yes, you want to put some indicators in place to be able to measure return on investment. The second one is money, because we all need money to be able to fund whatever we are doing. So with all this effort, which is why I'm suggesting that as you're watching this video, click that like button. You can show us support using the superstar or super thanks. That's what YouTube calls it. Because we also need money to continue doing the work we are doing. You see, that is part of the value that we are measuring. So money is a reward of the value you're delivering. Money is not the value though, but money signifies a reward for the value you're delivering. So if you're not seeing money, you start questioning the value. You see, so yes, the dollar amount or the euro amount, that's what you're measuring. So again, click that like button, share this video, drop your thoughts, put that engagement so that YouTube will push our video to many other viewers, and you may just get some reward from it. And then the last but not the least under value is conversion rate. You all remember the example I mentioned, talking about enhancing your website and looking to enhance customers' experience. How many of these people were you able to convert to purchase whatever you're selling, the service you're selling or the product you're selling? That's what I call conversion rate. You see, so let me just take a quick pause and say this. You all already know what we do at Being Agile Consulting. If you're not familiar with us, maybe you're watching me for the first time. We are an organization, and I happen to be the co-founder of the organization Being Agile Consulting. And what we do is we empower people to uncover their full potential through business agility. So if you're looking to become an Agile practitioner, like an Agile coach, maybe you are a Scrum Master, a product owner, whatever you are right now, and you want to upgrade to becoming an Agile coach, we can definitely help you achieve that through our 360 degrees Agile coaching program. That is very in-depth, help you cover and what you need to know, the skills that you need to master to succeed as an Agile coach. If you're looking to become a Scrum Master, maybe you're just starting, you don't have any knowledge yet or no structured learning, you've not completed any structured learning, we can help you achieve that through our level 1, our level 2, and or level 3 programs, which is you go through the training, you go through mentorship and coaching. We have an opportunity to be a part of a life project. It's like an internship kind of or apprenticeship kind of project or program where you learn how to do the job. That way you're boosting your confidence. We have everything you need to succeed as a Scrum Master. If you're looking to be SAFe certified, that is Scaled Agile Framework certified, we can also help you through that. If you're looking to start a business, we can help you establish your business for you. We do many other things, and we have upcoming classes. So to learn more, that's our contact information. Please start by visiting our website and learn more. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. So without further ado, I'm gonna leave the video at this today, and please all know, if you have questions, the comment section is there for you. Please use the comment section, leave your questions there, and we will be more than happy to clarify, provide answers to you in the comment section. And if we deem a need to make a whole video just to answer your question, we will definitely do that. Thank you so much, and talk to you another time. Bye.